Welcome back. The Ministry of Information and Communications Technology recently launched a nationwide campaign to promote respect and adherence to national symbols in Namibia. The campaign, which is part of the Nationhood and National Pride program, aims to educate the public on the correct use of the national flag and anthem, as well as the applicable standard protocols. To learn more about the campaign and its objectives, and to speak with us about this important initiative is Simon Idipo, the Chief Information Officer at the Ministry of Information, Communication and Technology. Simon, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, Nina, and good evening to the viewers.
Thank you so much for being here. Simon, to start with, tell us more about the motivation behind launching the National Symbols campaign.
Well, thank you. The Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, as the custodian of the Nationhood and National Pride program, decided to launch the National Symbols campaign in an effort to drive a campaign to educate Namibians about the various national symbols that we have, making a difference on the fake national symbols that we have and then the correct national symbols that we have, and also to promote unity, patriotism, and togetherness among the Namibian citizens in the country. And
how do you plan to achieve these objectives of the campaign?
Well, the campaign really aims to teach Namibians on the different protocols that are associated with the national symbols. You talk of their protocols and etiquette, how to behave around your national flag, around when singing the national anthem. This protocol could be a person is required to behave in a certain way, such as standing on attention, protocols or etiquette associated with hosting a national flag. It could be that during that occasion, as much as we need to be paying special respect to that occasion, a person that is hosting the national flag, for instance, they are supposed to behave in a certain way. That flag is supposed to be folded in a certain way. So the campaign then aims to achieve those objectives through educating different Namibians, particularly school learners, on how to behave, how to conduct themselves during those occasions. You would find now that, for instance, when a national anthem is being sung, you have people with the invention of phones, you have people, a phone rings during that occasion, and then they literally just walk out of the room without paying proper respect to that occasion. And also the way how we stand on attention, how we sing. Some people, the anthem is so good, they enjoy the anthem, and then as they are singing, the body is also responding to the tunes of the anthem. There are certain ways how Namibians we are supposed to stand, and those are some of the information that we are going to give to Namibians.
Who are the ministry's stakeholders for the National Symbols campaign, and what role will they be playing?
Well, the stakeholders for this campaign, it's a national campaign, and the campaign is being spearheaded by various stakeholders. Number one, you have a Ministry of Education, because the campaign is largely targeting school learners to ensure that the young ones, they know the correct national symbols that exist. That's why we brought the Ministry of Education on board. We have a Ministry of Home Affairs. You have a Ministry of Safety and Security through the Namibian Police Force. You have the Namibian Sport Commission. You have the Ministry of Justice, who are the one administering this act under which the campaign is being derived from. You have the Namibian Investment Promotion Board. You have the National Youth Service that is actually taking through a whole number of youth through National Youth Service, trying to teach them to be patriotic to the flag, to be patriotic, to be good behaving citizens in the country. So all those stakeholders, plus Ministry of Sport, the Namibian Sport Commission, and generally a whole lot of government institutions, you're talking of the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation, all those are stakeholders that we are working with on this campaign, and we are actually calling upon the industries and the public members to actually join forces and try to learn a thing or more about this campaign to ensure that they know what are their national symbols are. They will be able to differentiate a fake flag and then a correct flag. You're talking of their serious challenges now that we have from the internet. For instance, if you have suppliers or people that supply items to the government, those suppliers, the moment they are given a work or a tender, so to say, to deliver certain promotional items, for instance, they would go on the internet and then basically just download any flag they find on that internet and then, or coat of arm, which in most cases turn out to be wrong coat of arm. And then as a result, you have a whole lot of government promotional materials and stationaries infested with wrong coat of arms.
Right. The National Symbols Campaign activation for Commerce Region is set to kick off with a street march on the 19th of July. Just elaborate on this and you know, the activities of the day and what will be transpiring.
Yes, thank you. This campaign, just to take through the viewers the history of the campaign, it was launched last year by our then former Minister of Information, Honorable Pia Mushelenga. That was in June in Swakop, and then the same activations has been done throughout the country with Commerce Region, only the region that has been left out. So now we are finally in Commerce Region, and then the activation for Commerce Region will be happening this Friday at Windhoek High School. But then that whole event, the official program, will be preceded by a street and awareness creation street march that will be starting at the Parliament Garden, just in front of the Windhoek High School sport field, and then it will go down at Robert Mugabe Clinic, 10 into Independence Avenue, all the way to Aspan Plus Second, and then 10 back all the way to Windhoek High School. With that march, we then trying to create awareness about the National Symbols Campaign. We'll march with about more than 2,500 school learners. You have police officers there, Windhoek City Police Fire Brigade, they will be in that parade. But then what is important is you have that parade being a demonstration or a show of the different national symbols that we have. You're talking of school learners marching with their flag. You have a lot of various government officials marching with other national symbols, such as your coat of arms, and government officials marching, actually chanting different chants, talking about national unity, about patriotism, and so forth. So on that event, what will then happen, we are going to have the event, of course, will be officiated by our Deputy Honorable Minister, Honorable Modestus Amutse, that will be doing the keynote address, and then you have the Honorable Minister of Justice that will actually elaborate more about the law that is governing the Republic of Namibia National Symbols Act, which is where this campaign is being derived from. So the Honorable Minister is likely to be taking us through the legalities, regulations, and what any individual that might want to use the national symbols will have to do in order for them to be legally approved to use any national symbol, for instance, a flag and whatnot.
Fantastic. Just lastly, Simon, how can citizens, industry leaders support the campaign, you know, and promote respect for our national symbols? It's
a very key question, Nina. For instance, for a start, we have various private institutions that host national flags at their institution. At times, we have observed that this institution happened to be hosting the wrong national flag. So the best way they can then come on board to support and try to ensure that there is a correct usage of these national symbols is to try and learn the difference between the correct and then the right national flag. And then also corporates can come on board, sponsor educational intervention towards this campaign. They can talk of inviting us to their premises, the Ministry of Information team to inviting us to their premises to actually teach the staff member how to sing different way, how to sing a national anthem. how to behave when a national flag is being hoisted. Many a times you find it's officials that are dedicated there, but then that occasion, people are passing by, the flag is basically just sitting on the ground. That is not allowed. So the corporates and citizens can basically learn a thing or more about the campaign by basically engaging with the campaign material, which are available on different platforms of the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. And then, especially during this week, you will see those campaign materials in the various media, such as newspapers. And then what we are actually calling from each and every Namibians, we want them to start sharing the various visuals that we have, as the ministry, started to share on, not only on our social media platforms, but also in the newspapers too. People now have phones. They can share those on their various social media platforms. You talk of parents coming on board to learn the correct national flag, to learn how a national anthem should be sung, and then they can relay such same information to the children back at home. So that is one of the various ways Namibians can come on board and then propel the message of the campaign far.
Mr. Simon Idipo, thank you so much for your time this evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Lastly, we're just calling upon Namibians, to those that will not be able to follow or to attend the event. The event will be live streamed on all Ministry of Information and Communication Technology social media platforms and all online platforms. We call upon Namibians that are able to join us. They should come around 8 o'clock to join the street march, and then just form part of a national event that is aimed at uniting all Namibians and then creating patriotism and love for the Namibian country and the flag.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Well, you have it. That was Mr. Simon Idipo, Chief Information Officer at the Ministry of ICT, speaking to us there.